beating them by 1 game in the lower bracket finals and then meet the gods of the game, getting 2-0 in the first 2, and now, finally, on a comfort pick on Suns. They must stabilize. They must look to pull up a fight here.
And they start by setting up in the early. Game 1 and 2, the early game belonged to the Super family. Now, they're holding their ground, and they could do that by securing the buffs, by having priority in the lane, and by threatening early damage, and luckily they have the kit to do just that. Bruce kicked out of the fence brush here. Keyboy on the Jawhead. It's been a while since Keyboy actually got his hands on the Jawhead, especially such a high-profile matchup as this. And yeah, this is a better start than ever in this series. It's best of 7. ONIC Esports up by like 100 to 100. First time in a while.
First time in a while, but it is kind of expected with a Martis and a Jawhead. They will just have so much more kill pressure in the early game. For ONIC Philippines, it's about waiting and, you know, weathering the storm.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know what it's about just yet, because we don't see them with Tails and Novari in the same draft. Not as often. So we're still looking for the synergy. We're still looking for what ONIC BH's winning image is against ONIC Esports' draft, because so far game 1 and 2 have been 1 point. For this one, they got a little abstract on us. First turtle spawn, lower quarter. First of the season, of course. Ha! The team with priority. Super sent home.
There you go. ONIC ID finally with control over turtle number 1. This could be their first turtle in the series. All of the games before this, it has been ONIC Philippines dominating from turtle 1. There you go. ONIC Esports finally get their first turtle in the grand finals.
Up by 500 gold. They've made all the right decisions so far in the first 2.5 minutes of the game. ONIC BH, we've still yet to see what they bring on an offensive level, because we know that they're good at dodging real-world manipulations. We know that they're good at sustaining these team fights, and we know that eventually, when it gets down to it, when we're playing in the paint, Kelra should still win against Savero. But we're not at that point just yet.
Nope. Not just yet. And for ONIC Philippines, again, it might just be a case of them weathering the storm. They know exactly how much ONIC Esports' composition can snowball. With Keyboy and Jawhead, with Martis 2, it would just be, you know, the smarter option to not fight for the first few neutral objectives, to wait for King Kong to reach some power spikes, maybe defensive power spikes actually, to deal with the crazy damage that will be a part of ONIC Esports' win condition in that early game.
I hear ya. Patience is key for the first time in this grand finals. ONIC BH taking it slow. A couple of items being built here. Key items, still nothing fully built just yet. A couple of war axes for Kirk and King Kong. For Kyrie, though, already a Hunter strike. He is up on King Kong by about 100 gold. And yeah, this is good news for all the Indonesian Sonics. He's on the same level now. So he's getting a healthy amount of farm. Propping up for this second turtle. Lower quarter still. The eject on the Kirk.
Kirk goes into beast form, has the vengeance still, gets Kirk called. Melted down by Liquipedia on the CC. The winning matchup for ONIC ID. Now 900 gold lead. Back down to 700. On Philippines, look. Trade up top. Savero. Good read into this. Will stay in the bushes, soaking up a bit of the mini waves. Last hitting. And the rest of the team comes to help him out. But Kelra has done a lot of damage already to that turret shield.
We'll be able to mirror that play on the Kirk down bottom. Call it a losing matchup. I'd say any 4v1 is a losing matchup. And they will convert that into a turret and a turtle. Still nothing on the board for ONIC BH. Look, kicking Brusco out of that brush.
ONIC Esports so far have done amazing for themselves here. Astral Echo though will reveal 2 Keyboy. No crazy flanks, and looking to take back control over Turtle. Starts coming down, retreat battle. Kyrie wins it now with more coil. Jumping on the Kirk, has the vengeance, King Kong curtain call, but it's the guiding win to get them out. Still though, Kirk retaliating a bit with some damage back again. No casualties in that skirmish.
In the first 5 minutes, ONIC BH are still somewhat comfortable fighting within the real-world manipulation. Once Sans gets a few more items, then maybe that'll change. Currently 2,000 gold ahead. ONIC Esports are enjoying this time in the early game. Post-laning, ONIC BH can only get 1 turret, and that is tier 1 down bottom. So Kirk recovering very well. It seems like it's Kelra who now has to find farmhouse, where Savero takes that tier 1 on top.
Yep, good deny to the minion wave, or to that cannon minion too. Just waiting for the last hit there for the Lord, and now finally shoving back in again. So at least with Kelra leaving that lane, he will also be punished by it. ONIC Esports steadily growing this lead now.
The Sky King does secure himself an orange buff on the upper side of the map, so that's Grand Theft Orange for ONIC Esports, allowing him to barrel forward once more. 2,500 gold now, as King Kong is now in the back foot. Shoot on the other foot, this time looking for engage. Astral Echo started up.
Nope, the Clean Eagle from Brusco back and forth still. No commitment down. Kirk just dives in. Mortal Coil defensively. Almost. Kirk finding the angle. The ejector to pull it back though. And Keyboy flickers out into the RWM. The safe space. Look, he gets caught by the Star Shatter. And it ends up being Kirk traded for nothing. A 0-2-0 stat line for the XP of ONIC Philippines.
Almost, but not quite. You're seeing now what ONIC BH might be planning for. Started with an Astral Echoes, so that means Kirk's Beast Form will bite down onto more targets, short range, and then eventually will hit more once he hits the Shockwave Blast, but there's not enough items on ONIC BH just yet. They're really, the Tremors of this weekend gold league.
Great Alpha, the ejector comes in again. Kirk decimated by Kyrie. In return, Astral Echo still on Kyrie, can call the retreat battle. Now Kyrie jumps the Mortal Coil, still wins it out. Zaman Force from Kelra, good disengage from ONIC Esports.
Surgical. If you ask me, that's a mirrored play. ONIC BH did the very same thing against ONIC Esports in a game or two past this series. They could have won more, but they decided, you know what, we'll take the turtle, we'll take 1 kill, and then we'll back off. Now the orange once again threatened away from King Kong, and he's not even nearby. He's all the way down, taking buff after buff, camp after camp, slowly but surely. Quick update, King Kong is down 1,000 gold now. 1,000 gold.
But XP-wise, he's not that far behind, right? Just a half almost of a bar behind of Kyrie. As he gets this orange buff, it will be a bigger lead for Kyrie. But still, quite impressive. Echo Savero gets the help of Keyboy with the ejector. It's actually ONIC Philippines. We're stopping ONIC Esports. And again, Kirk is actually still shoving down below. So they'll have an extra wave to play with. Kirk will just continue the push down below. Might get tier 2 taken. Wait, he's going to sacrifice his life for this?
No, he's not. There's a wave coming through.
Oh, he is?
Let's see. It's just Kyrie he's seeing so far. Kyrie and Savero. Pincer maneuver on Kirk.
The sacrifice for the tier 2. The Decimate. It's to buy space. I guess for Kelra up top to get farm as well. He knows there's not really that big of a bounty on him. He is 0-3 or was 0-3 before that death. So not that much gold given for what they can get back.
Now the math checks out. So instead of pushing through the 4K gold lead, he instead keeps it down to a manageable 2,500, 3,000. ONIC BH taking the slow route here. Still, we haven't seen the payoff of this less than orthodox draft. We see some glimpses of brilliance, you know, the echoes into a Zaman Force, echoes into a Spear of Alpha, echoes into a bite from Kirk, but just not there yet. Kirk almost to his Thunderbelt here. All this while Lutpi having the time of his life. Has both War Axe and a Brute Force Breastplate. I understand why ONIC can't really just dive in and, you know, keep himself in the fight. You have to respect Lutpi.
You really do. Lutpi starting to deal damage. Irithel as well. Savero constantly just scaling up, becoming a threat as we get into the mid-game. And it's in. ONIC Philippines still trying to get King Kong to level 13 to match up against Kyrie on the Retribution. Keyboy. Conceal, guiding win to respond.
Lord now down to a fifth of itself, a 10, and there's a ejector.
Vengeance, there's one force of now Kelra to go back and forth, and now it's Kirk with a kill back, Lord slain by Kai, but they lose 3 members. Savero gets a kill, but it's only onto the rover in Brusco. A Star Shatter from Super Prince, and a mid lane tier 1.
Suddenly the snap. This is the moment ONIC BH was setting up for. The fact that ONIC Esports could not get to Kelra, could not shut down the Filipino Savage, made all the difference. Look at that, tier 2 all the way in, plus an orange for King Kong. Call it a plot twist.
In case you guys were thinking, it's a bit of copium that we were talking about weathering the storm, not playing for the early objectives. Here's the result, waiting for the power spike, waiting to get over ONIC Esports. Oh, power spike! The burst from Kelra! And the Star Shatter perfectly balanced by Super Prince and Kelra.
Ironic that we were just saying respect Liquipedia, but Liquipedia did not respect the range of ONIC PH's engagements. Sure, they did lose a tier 2 up top, but just the same, the fight continues, Sans!
Kelra goes in, the RWM is nothing to Kelra. Kairi forced to run away, 2 members down. Keyboy concealed defensively, Kurt is chasing him down. The ejector used to run away, and now it's ONIC Philippines. We're calling the shots.
Minor objective scored by ONIC Esports here, the Holy Shield top down bottom, given there is just about a minute left before those collapse. Check out the item builds here. Slowly but surely, ONIC PH are now winning across 3 different lanes. Still a little bit in the catch-up for King Kong to do, as ONIC Esports' jungler, Kairi, is winning up on that front, about 200, 300 gold. But this is a very specific way of jungling. ONIC PH showing us versatility. ONIC PH showing us it's not just about the stamps, not just about going max speed, not just letting it rip. They can also play a very calculated playstyle. This is what ONIC PH is doing with this draft.
The 4,000 gold lead that ONIC had for the majority of this game is completely gone. It has gone back to ONIC Philippines' pockets. And now it's a 10 gold lead for ONIC Philippines. That Lord advantage was catastrophic.
Negative gains.
Negative 2k on board. The turret damage. At least they were able to get some structures. Rose gold for Kairi. This is a completely different Martis from what we've seen earlier, in this tournament, in the Challenge Finals playoffs. It is, by the way, still Kairi going for Hunter Strike BOD before that Rose Gold Meteor, so he's still packing a punch. But as we get towards a later stage, that punch will decay.
Yep, they have to understand that Kelra is now ready to rumble.
Ow.
Brusco is ready to weave in and out his cores. And Super Prince is also sniping from downtown. Super Prince is rocking a lantern, a book, and the wand. So even Keyboy can't really check waves anymore, can't check bushes. Oh, massive Astral Echo is relieving 3.
Kelra timing alone again! Kelra continues! Has a concentrated energy, will get another! It's a double for Kelra! It's a triple kill for Kelra! And he's going wild, another one! And he goes in for the dash, a maniac for Kelra!
I can smell a savage! I can smell a savage! And he doesn't get it. Super Prince instead scores the final one.
Bow down to the god in the gold lane! Kelra has taken control of everything!
The god had the fold to the monster as the final touch is